That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry D. Mantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen T. Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis Down Under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis Down Under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Genty Maxey in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder if this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Minions of the Zoo. In space!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo in space. I'm your keeper for night, Tyr Alexander. I'm sorry for interrupting you guys.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
It's your show.
I'm here with my friends Mitch Nemo.
You just keep on.
Good evening.
Don't mind us.
Will it Forge?
My friend told me he had the body of a Greek god. I had to explain to him that Buddha is not Greek.
And the furry bastard.
Meow. No, like you're saying, the vast majority of people in the UK live in social housing.
Okay.
Because of some form or other. I mean, houses aren't cheap over here.
No.
Houses aren't cheap anywhere.
You can afford a house in the US, you probably couldn't afford a house in the UK.
We're tried shopping in Cali.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hop into a TFO while we talk.
All right.
Might as well do the dailies.
All right. Well, then shit. Fine. Why not? We'll do. It's a red alert. So.
Yeah, I see you've got that crap thing that I avoided.
It's actually a fun weapon, Bats, but
It
it's
just
ugly
looks
as
shite.
It does,
Yeah.
but still.
I mean, this isn't real. This is a game, so I tend to go more for aesthetics than I do for actual functionality.
Right. I mean, I've got one, but I'm just it's sitting in my inventory, waiting for me to decide if I want to keep it or not.
Yeah.
They,
Don't worry,
exactly
Tig.
the opposite of me, which is
Yeah, I noticed.
I take function over form every day.
And I bet the good doctor's very pleased to hear that.
Ah, it's the Bjorg.
Oh no, not
We're
the
going to
Bjorn.
shoot you.
It's the Greta Thunberg.
The Greta Thunberg. Flurger. Oh man. Oh, did you see her latest stunt?
No, I tend to ignore her, but what?
I just noticed she's getting incredibly fat now.
Yeah, she is getting a little chunk. She is getting a little chunky.
A little?
Hey, I like my girls chunky.
Yeah. There's Chunky and then there's Greta Thunberg.
Oh, yeah, she's a troll.
No, she's not. She's a middle-aged female impersonator
But she
called Gavin.
She did another stunt where they carried her to her I guess her bus.
They broke their backs.
Probably did. And you know she did a whole riding thing where you know she lifted up her legs. You know, no, not like that. But you see them not even really assaulting her or arresting her again.
Right.
And then some asshole from the Game of Thrones is talking about going to Gaza, or they went to Gaza, or some dumb shit with her.
I hope the mistake for for somebody who's native of Israel and make her a permanent guest.
No,
I wouldn't even wish her on Hamas.
Exactly. I wouldn't want them polluting the gene pool any further than it already is.
Oh, I'd wish her on them, but I'm a dick.
And she's got one.
I mean, is it any worse than their siblings and goats?
Not really.
Not really. You're right. I take it back.
Yeah.
I'm going to hop in another TFO because we did the daily. It was a short one. You ready, Bats? Nope, you're in the betting
I
quadrant.
mean,
Oh, I know what happened. You hit the
Exit.
yeah.
yeah, the thing.
Hold on.
So tomorrow they're launching another new chapter in Star Trek Online.
Oh, there.
Well, so just to keep you guys up to date.
Is it going to be the Borg, the not Borg?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't care what they're doing. It's gonna. I'm
The
kind
B-Borg.
of going into it with low expectations because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Mega expectations.
But
too.
the
But they've
problem.
also-
Go ahead.
They're also tweaking the Endeavor system again.
Oh joy.
So you're gonna see, if you haven't completed it yet, you're gonna see more new options for stuff to spend your points on.
Yay.
Look,
Just what I wanted.
My
And if
issue-
you've already got some 400 something points, you get 300 Lobby crystals.
Nice.
Because
But my issue.
they've added 4 tiers of rewards to it. But go on, Tyr.
I was about to say my issue with the Borg, or with the current content, is that they
isn't
tap the
enough of it?
Borg. They're tapping the Borg well dry.
Yep.
Well, yeah, basically, when it comes to the Borg, we get it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
We get the joke already. Stop telling the joke over and over.
Yeah.
Why not use Magna Roma?
Why not create a new villain?
No, I'm saying why not use Magna Roma? You know, for bread and circuses, because apparently, in Apocrypha, they joined the Federation in the 24th century.
Okay.
There's a lot of shit they could do.
Why not create a new enemy? I mean, the Hurt weren't bad, but again,
Well, they were boring
yeah.
Yeah.
because there was no meat on that bone in the first place.
First, the Hurt were the Cleon ancient enemy, and then they became they were designed by the Changelings. Really?
Oh yeah, the Herc, the Fakiri, and the Jem'Hadar are all created by the founders
The
because
fuck really?
for some reason we have to combine every villain into one machination.
We're going to find out that the changelings were designed by the Iconians next.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, they already basically they merged the Iconians with the Borg with the last story. because
Yeah.
every villain has to have the same machination for some
Yeah.
reason.
It's the same type of
It's in the
writing as you saw in Smallville, where every bad guy was either a spirit from the Phantom Zone or
a meteor freak.
yeah.
I mean, and look with Smallville, they could have did some great shit. Again,
Yeah.
why not give it the Bang Babies?
I mean, one of the problems that they did with Smallville was Barry Allen.
One of the problems they did with Smallville is have Superman but not have Superman. He didn't put on the iconic outfit until the last episode.
Tom Welling said he didn't even put it on then. Tom Welling said he would not. It was in his contract that he wouldn't fly and he wouldn't wear the costume.
The fuck?
Yeah, so why be fucking Superman then?
Right.
I mean, essentially, who the fuck are you?
I mean, Superman's a fucking brilliant character if you think about him properly.
Yes.
See, Smallville is a good idea, but they went too quickly from the story of discovery for young Clark Kent to, hey, let's put Superman villains in this.
Yes.
Yeah, let's put other DC heroes in it.
Yeah. And they
I
never
mean,
should have
one
done
that would have worked, because it is apparently canonical if you go by Golden Age shit, is meeting Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
But
As
he
a
doesn't
teenage-
do
a
that.
young- Yeah, but when he was a young'un, before he became Batman.
But no, I'm just saying, like, again, they didn't do that. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
or have him like take a day trip to Gotham for some odd reason. You know, briefly at the very least. Again, that was so much fertile territory to do shit. You could have
There was a
finally.
whole host of stuff.
You could have finally introduced the Bang Babies to the 3D universe.
The what?
The Bang Babies.
The fuck are the Bang Babies?
All right, so they're part of Static Shock lore. In Static Shock, in the event that gave him his powers is called the Big Bang, because he was in the middle of a gang fight that was around like this chemical plant, and it just this massive explosion. So all the people there got superpowers, and they called them Bang Babies. Big Bang.
Ah, right.
So
it wasn't because everyone was kung fu fighting.
Nah. But
Was
again,
it as fast as lightning?
well, there were characters that were fast as lightning, and they fought with expert timing too.
Shazam.
But yeah. You could they could have introduced fucking Shazam.
You mean Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Well, even then, that would be a bit odd considering how the age difference between Billy Batson and Clark Kent.
Time travel.
Well, not even time travel. You could have
I've noticed
Prior incarnation.
Yeah.
comics anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Time travel is handled a lot better than it is in films and TV shows.
Oh yes.
Because of the predestination paradox in most comics, they were meant to go back and do what they did. Like
Well, they do that in science fiction shows as well.
yeah, but it's a stable time loop. Like the bootstrap paradox will always happen because they were meant to go back in time to do it.
Or like Julian Bashir being paranoid that he didn't go and sleep with Lieutenant Watley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have just injected some fucking anesthetic into O'Brien and gone and slept with her. She was a fucking babe.
Mind you, that particular episode was played more for comedy.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, especially the bit where O'Brien, who should have known what he was doing, and he's on the spot, and he basically decouples the power setting for the entire deck.
Yeah.
Or he should have known that Scotty wasn't fucking Captain Kirk.
He didn't think Scotty was Captain Kirk. He thought it was this lieutenant was Captain Kirk.
Oh.
They both should have known.
Yep.
And really, they all should have known what the original series Klingons looked like.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I can see Odo not knowing. Again.
Well, who cares about Odo?
No, but I can see him not knowing though.
Hey, do you think? Do you think the changelings live in fear of the giant straw of drinking?
I don't know.
They
Do
live in
they?
fear of Apollo's giant hand going after that coffee mug.
Yeah, that's another thing that shows that the Kelvin universe has always been a distinct and separate timeline. Because they mentioned the Legends of the Giant Green Space Hand, and when it appeared in the original series, nobody ever heard about it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't like the Kelvin timeline.
Nobody does.
I don't the way it was presented. I mean, with different writers, it sometimes works. They did a version of they did a version of where no man has gone before, but because McCoy and Dr. Denner didn't get on, she wasn't on the Enterprise when Gary Mitchell got turned into Super Gary.
Okay.
Interestingly, neither was McCoy.
Pardon? Yeah.
McCoy wasn't on the Enterprise
No.
then either. It was Dr.
No, and the comic book writers obviously realised that, so that's why they put that point in. It was Dr. Piper in the pilot.
Yes.
Oh, I just kind of.
Well, yeah, in the pilot it was Mark Piper. In the episode with Gary Mitchell, I can't remember his name now. Damn it.
I think it was still Piper.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, symbols 1
Boyce.
through 3.
Hold on.
Was it Dr. Boyce?
Ah, they've got those.
All right. I'm in front of a symbol. I don't know which one.
I'm shooting Borg.
As am I.
Well, I'm in front of the symbol, so drop one. See what happens.
Well, somebody called.
A1.
Nope.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I'm with this Romy. I don't know why he's
that's
following
not
me.
me.
I don't know what the
Alpha
fuck we're going.
I need Alpha 3 then.
A.
I'm still at Alpha 1 waiting to blow that fucker up.
Oh, come on. Sorry, I got
That's all right.
company real quickly.
Okay.
Hey, real life takes precedence.
I think he's talking about the Borg showing up where he's at.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so
Alpha 3.
Alpha.
Alpha 1.
Am I supposed to go up or down?
I know I'm near one.
Sorry, I hit the activate transport. Let me get back there. Okay. Okay. Alpha 1.
All right. Alpha 1 is down, heading toward Beta 1.
And Tyr, you said you were at Alpha 3.
I believe I'm at Alpha 3.
Alpha 3.
Nope. Oh, what is this one?
Oh, great! I've been assimilated. And then thankfully
Beta
passed
2?
out.
Beta 2.
There it is. Beta 2. God damn it. It dropped. Need Beta 2.
Beta.
All right, here we are.
Damn it. Couldn't. Almost had it that time.
Okay. So, which one you need? Beta 2 again?
Yeah.
Beta 2.
Will you? 2?
Apparently, he is Nomad.
Beta 2.
There it is. Beta 2's down.
All right,
Okay.
heading up to Beta 1.
All right.
Give me a moment. The natives are restless.
Roger that.
Oh, remodulate.
Remodulate.
Remodulate. Goddamn Daleks. All right, I got a question for you.
Right.
I got a question for you. Who would win, Borg or Daleks?
Borg.
Or
Depends on who's writing.
Oh, that's right.
If it was me, it would be the Borg. If it was a Cybermen, it would be a stalemate.
They would run into the same problem that they ran into when the Daleks fought the other machine species.
which they shouldn't have because Daleks are not a machine species. Sure, they've got machine tactical.
But they still have
stuff.
a-
Daleks
yeah.
are a species.
They are biological in a tank, basically.
Yeah, they're a
Okay,
species.
What are we taking down?
Beta 1.
Out. Yeah, Beta 1.
Beta 1, Beta.
I have no idea how to do this shit. I'll just shoot things.
Beta 1's down.
Heading
Okay.
toward Alpha 2.
Following you to Alpha 2, I guess. Wait. Oh, there you are.
Alpha 2.
Come on, shoot, motherfucker. What the hell is wrong with you? Jesus.
You know what I would like to see that we haven't seen, and they probably will never do it. Cetacean Borg.
What?
Cetacean Borg,
Alpha 3.
like all the other Borg, they're always humanoid, either fucking
Alpha 3.
You're on about Dolphin Borg.
No, it's. I'm talking about as far as the game is concerned. We don't see any other species.
Oh,
of Cetacean
Cetacean.
Borg.
I thought you said Cetacean. Sorry, my
Right.
fault. I didn't hear you correctly.
Like, we don't see Tellarites. We don't see Tellarite Borg. We don't see
Moment.
Ferengi Borg.
Yeah, I
Alpha
have.
3.
In the models.
Pardon? Oh, in the game.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm sure I've seen them in the show.
Beta 3.
Beta 3.
I'll take care of the natives.
Still at Beta 3.
Okay. 3.
I think that's all of them. Yep.
All right.
Now,
Time to take
everyone
down
else
her
is back
Majesty.
the way we came. I'm gonna go shut down a thing.
Transported back to where.
Yes, I activated the train spot myself.
Okay, why am I not?
What?
Not following myself as far as my view. I can see my guy move forward and backward.
Oh, yeah,
but
the camera gets jank. That's why I never play this one. Blow up
Uh,
there we go.
I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going.
Neither have I, so I'm following Mitch.
I have no idea where Mitch is.
I'm about to run out the way we came in.
yeah, there's.
Right, he is all behind me. And now in front of me.
Ah! It's a bastard.
Overloading the isolinears.
We're destroying the isolinear molecular reconverters because it needed a long fucking name.
Those are the ones with the tachyons pistachio attachments.
Yes.
Yes.
But how do we get our pistachio ice cream then?
At a shop like everybody else.
Not there, Tyr.
Okay. So all right.
Oh, that's a big bug.
It's a biggin.
Target a motherfucker already. Jesus.
I couldn't.
Tosca Borg.
One shot and I've got to remodulate.
You always
Feel
gotta
the rod of
remodulate
God.
your- Best to remodulate in your cold moments.
Oh shit! Yesterday we were talking about Billy Piper.
Oh,
We-
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
stupid!
Yeah, her regenerated
that's-
into. Yeah.
That is a grasp of desperation.
Popular character. Oh, now they're the doctor.
That's not how it works. They should have ended the show with Matt Smith's doctor.
They gave it a perfect ending.
With Matt Smith's doctor, yes.
Like it had the perfect, and then him walking out there and standing beside all the other doctors, and him looking, just happy that he's with. Perfect ending.
Yeah.
But yes, having Billy Piper regenerate, Shooty Gat will regenerate into the Doctor after giving us the fucking Ronnie that y'all did nothing with. And this,
You notice the Ronnie hasn't regenerated into a man. Yeah.
Of course not.
yeah, and this bioregeneration shit is
This
fucking.
what?
It's a new type of regeneration called bioregeneration, but they literally
Yeah,
split in half, and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like the doctor himself was fucking loomed anyway. Jesus fucking Christ! They don't know what the fuck they're doing with this character.
They don't know what they're doing with anything. The lack of creativity and moral bankruptcy in our entertainment is another strong indicator of the decline and fall of civilization.
Really is.
Yeah.
It's the BBC. They've lost the key to the writer's room. Nobody knows what's going on.
The writers sure as hell don't.
Again, this is
You're right.
You're right.
Hello, Mr. Corpse.
This is a what's what I'm looking for?
Hey, I'm polite to him. I called him Mr. Corpse.
Mr. Corpse is his father's name. Excuse him, sir. He's rotten.
No, he didn't call me sir. Otherwise, I just said, "Don't call me sir. I work for a living."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but what if you're an officer in the army?
Do the joke. At least fucking do it right. I'm not an officer in the army.
Navy?
Nope.
I've never been an officer.
He's an enlisted man.
I was enlisted. No, I was enlisted. I have a DD-214.
I was delisted.
I was cubed. Man, why is that? Okay.
And I've been here a bit sooner, but had to wait because apparently some shit happened and the fire alarm went off. There was no actual fire, thankfully, because if there was, I actually wouldn't be here.
Oh.
You would actually
Most
be what?
likely. Oh, there'd be a crater in my where my plant was.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
You don't have Homer Simpson's job, do you?
No, I work at an aerosol plant, so they have enough gas there for everything to
They
one of those fun moments where I could almost legitimately say, like, the last thing going through my head might actually be my ass.
Yeah, there's the British Oxygen Company used to have a small factory near where I live, and it was suspiciously close to the fire station.
I didn't call that suspicious.
Oh yeah, we got a fire station that's only like a block away or so.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to keep it out of the straight zone. They want it close enough that if something happens, they can react in a proper amount of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it being that close, it brings the reaction time down to 30 minutes.
Instead of like 8 hours.
About.
Oh Christ! Hey, I know these are low-level fucking ships we're fighting, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I am going through them like a knife through butter.
Oh, yes. That's because they're not real Klingons.
They're Klingons.
No, the Klingorks.
They're Klingnots.
Well, if they were real Klingons, they would have lost by now. I mean, come on.
They're Klingons.
Oh, they're not Klingons, they're Clip-ons.
The stick-ons.
They're not.
Oh no, they're not Klingons.
They're
They're
not-
Post-its.
They're not Klingons. They're Kling-ish.
They're Kling-ish. They're Kling adjacent. They're Kling
Klingons.
adjacent.
The Kling. No, oh no. Seeing as they're all effeminate and that, they're actually Klingers.
Ugh.
That's how they got. That's how they got out the Ferengi War.
Klingons.
I think the Ferengi had it right. Keep the women naked and in the house.
Oh god, I remember seeing a post, and yes, it was from a parody site.
Yo, functional.
Claiming that Max Klinger was the first trans character on TV.
Yo, Ray Lewis. Yo, Green.
Hello,
Sorry, I didn't see y'all.
hello, people in chat and who've just joined.
Good
Somebody just
afternoon.
joined?
And if Cryptic, sir, hello, Cryptic.
Fuck Wiggle.
God damn it. Yes.
One thing I'm sick of with this game, and I've always been sick of it, and I'm noticing it more now because I've been playing for a while, is every time there's a big enough explosion, like there, you get a black square.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They really need to sort that out.
yeah, this game has needed a severe bug test for a long time.
What was that? I'm gonna have to adjust my fucking volume settings after this.
A while ago, I had the issue where my shit wasn't showing up, so my avatar was in space fighting.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty common one too.
So
Well, your
basically,
ship
they made
wasn't
you
showing up.
the invisible or the Wonder Woman. You had the invisible ship.
Yeah, clearly. Like, I was just
Oh
out in
god, hey,
space
can you
fighting.
imagine that? The first prototype of the Romulan cloaking device. It works perfectly on the ship, but you can still see the crew.
That would be so fucking scary and disconcerting. I'd be terrified.
But the other thing is, the people inside the ship can't see the ship either.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh, the worst would be the person on the freaking toilet. They'd be like, "Oh God, no!"
Talk about circling your anus.
Hey, the only
Yeah.
time I've ever seen toilets in Star Trek is on the fucking deck plans.
Yep.
I like to think they get their shit beamed out in space.
Well, you know, what do you think the biofilter's for?
True.
Yeah, the thing is, because of the weird temporal mechanics in the Star Trek universe, those expulsions of waste matter end up hitting singularities traveling back in time, and we think they're UFOs.
I say, what is that there? It's space shit, sir. Ah, yes. Very good.
You see, some of the characters go on so many away missions, and just every single time they're beamed aboard and beamed off, they beam the contents of bladder and bowels elsewhere.
Well, see, it makes sense because
Beamed into Neelix.
you don't want to beam down to an alien planet or on board an alien ship and be like, wait, gotta have a shit.
I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for the biofilter to do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of legitimate reasons for it to do that, anyway.
Yes, because you don't know how your body waste will react with,
Yeah. You know what that means?
what?
Do you really want to use a Klingon toilet?
God, no.
No, a Klingon toilet is just a hole in the floor. You squat over it, stare to the
Hey,
sky,
here's
do
a
a battle
conceptual
yell,
idea for you.
and have a shit.
What?
Yeah, the Enterprise ends up on a planet that's that's suffering from a zombie outbreak, right?
Okay.
Say Kirk gets attacked by a zombie and gets beamed up right at the same moment. So
Okay.
Kirk and the zombie get beamed up.
All right.
The biofilter, right?
Yes.
When they materialize on the transporter pod, Kirk's holding an inanimate corpse. That's
Does
if
it-
the zombie is inanimated by a virus or a bacteria.
Because it purged whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
Plus the biofilter would probably eliminate any of the rot on the corpse itself
Plus,
I
you.
can't hear what you're saying because of
That's a
explosions.
partial corpse.
because it's basically become a pathogen.
Or it may just filter it out altogether, like the corpse itself,
Yeah.
and because you can remove weapons and transport, So why not remove, dead matter and transport as well?
Hold on. Options.
I mean, depending on if it's a virus or something like that, parts of the body are still going to be alive.
Yeah.
Well, again, it does filter out. The transporter can do that.
Genuine zombies, no. There's no part of it alive. It's the virus that is keeping it moving, so to speak.
Yeah, so that would have to fall into magic.
All right.
Kinda.
Again, there are, like, we were having this debate around Halloween time. There are ways to make legitimately scary stuff in Star Trek. And have a space.
I don't know whose mic's malfunction, but I'm getting funny sounds.
Probably me putting weights on.
Possibly.
I'm swapping ships here and doing a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I need to clean out some stuff there.
Star Trek, the Next Generation role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
I put Lovecraftian shit in it, and vampires and shit like that, and ghosts, and it worked.
Well, hold on.
I never explained them in scientific or pseudo-scientific terms. I just left the mystery.
Green says they mentioned the toilet in an episode of Enterprise.
Oh yeah, they did.
I mean, but it was
protein resequencing system and whatnot. How nothing goes to waste.
I mean, it would make sense that they would have it.
Hey, there's a one. To save on bathroom breaks, do you reckon in a Federation starship, there's a biomonitor in every duty station, and when it detects that somebody's going to need to go to the toilet, it just hits them with a mini transporter beam and beams all their waste matter into a storage unit.
Yes.
I mean, it would be efficient.
Probably Wesley Crusher's storage unit.
Probably just Wesley Crusher.
Just Wesley Crusher altogether.
Yeah.
His quarters.
Yeah.
It goes into storage till he goes to bed, and then it offloads everything.
just hits him with it. Just.
No, it just goes into Wesley Crusher. What do you think he's made of?
Ah.
Okay.
This is a plot line of South Park.
Yes, it is. He's made of shit.
Put a black chick in it and make her gay!
All right.
No, it's the Bono one where Randy goes to take the world's biggest shit. They only come to find out that Bono is legitimately the world's biggest piece of shit.
Oh, speaking of fucking Bono.
Hold on, talking about Bono. You probably heard this one, but you two are playing the Elias Bowl, right?
Okay.
Bono just stops the music and starts clapping his hands. And he goes, every time I clap my hands, a child in Africa dies. And somebody in the back of the crowd shouts, well, stop clapping your hands, you sick bastard.
I've heard that joke.
Yeah, I know you have.
Bono was on Rogan not too long ago, and he was talking about how USAID, without USAID, like kids are starving. I immediately went, look, I want to be kind, but
he said flat out though as well. He had no proof of it.
Yeah, he did.
Said there's estimates.
I'm going to go make a cup of tea. I will be right back.
Well, I'll wait. All right. No, what I was saying was, it was on Twitter, and I'm like, look, I want to be kind, but I'm not going to take food out my kids' mouth to feed another person's kids. If my kids are starving, they're going to get fed first, and whatever's left can be given to them. And that's how we should treat it.
Well, USAID is a freaking CIA op anyways.
Yep.
It's starving kids in America. If you didn't want your kids to starve, you'd make food. you would live in places where there's food. You would stop depending on everyone else to feed you.
Well, then you also had to say, it's like, well, there's food in these places that it's rotten. It's like, so they can't break into it. Like, there's enough freaking channels online that you can go through to find out how to break almost any lock.
Oh, yeah. Shit, the people bitching that people will die of AIDS if we don't. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Well, I guess
And
that would solve the AIDS problem then, wouldn't it?
It would.
We're curing AIDS in Africa with U.S. taxpayer money. How?
Well, never mind that. Never mind that part of it. I'm just saying that from a purely emotionless, logical standpoint, if we keep
The
trying
trash
to,
on here functional.
They
if
don't
we keep
threaten me with
trying
a
to
good
save
time.
the people who have the AIDS, we're also maintaining a life support system for the AIDS virus.
Fair enough, yeah.
And does that make sense in the long run? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm saying there's a logic behind not keeping the life support system for the AIDS virus going.
my logic is this: if enough people in your country die of AIDS, your government's going to take steps to ensure that AIDS doesn't spread. Like
Right.
they're gonna incentivize, with safe sex. They're gonna do shit to keep their people alive. And if they don't, then you need a new government.
Look, I'll go a different direction. One, I don't trust NGOs because a whole bunch of them are corrupt. Two, I'm tired of other countries relying on this as basically a part of what's supposed to be given to them.
I agree.
Yes,
Like they base their economy off of it. No.
You're not entitled to my blood. That's why I'm so fucking happy about welfare. Bitches need to start coming off that shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of my hard-earned money going to kids I didn't help make to take care of these guys' responsibility that they can just lay up with 4 and 5 different fucking women and pop out babies while I gotta go to work each and every day. And a portion of my hard blood, sweat, and suffering goes to bitches like her. Or them.
Well, with that, it's like I've had with like several people, that whole thing. It's like, for that, it's not just the black community, but you also have parts of the white community as well that need an entire culture shift because they push that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the welfare queens. I'm not
Yes,
talking
that's
about
what I'm
people.
talking about, though.
Oh no, I wanted to clarify.
If they're pushing it to you, like their kids to go through it and everything,
Yeah,
they're supporting a system because they believe they're entitled to it.
yeah.
And quite literally, it's like the old joke goes: if the government were to institute a system that they would wipe your ass in like 5 to 10 years, we'd have people saying flat out, without the government, how would we get our ass wiped?
Yeah. Again,
With a lot more dignity and privacy, that's what it would be.
Yeah. Again, it is the fact that these. You got people going to like TikTok. I got my Gucci bag and whatnot. How I'm supposed to take my kid? Why can't my kid get the good food like we used to? Like they cut my support down like 5. I got like 8 kids. Who's supposed to take care of these kids? You bitch. You made them, and the motherfucker that helped you make them.
See, it falls into that whole thing like a lot of people like to go into of like, how can men be so now I'm trying to think of the word for it.
Irresponsible?
Reckless with reckless and irresponsible with who they're going to knock up. And it's like, why are these women as well so reckless and irresponsible for who they let knock them up?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is a 2-way street. She had to do the deed and he had to drop the seed.
Like, yes, there are people who legitimately need it in that whole thing. And I'm not trying to say that they should be removed, but there are people that are abusing it and they should be removed.
You should, again, I agree with Trump's 2-year term. If you're able-bodied and can work, 2 years. If you're disabled, then fine. I get that. You're disabled. Makes sense. You're elderly. I get that. Fine. No issues here. If you have
I'm disabled and I'm working.
Well, there's 3rd degrees of disabled, for Christ's sake.
I mean, are you missing a limb?
No, but just barely. No. Say physically, I'm a wreck.
Oh, so
I work every day.
Again, my issue is like, if you can get a job, get a job.
Technically, I'm disabled.
Right, mental disability doesn't count.
No, I have tinnitus.
Oh yeah, you did. You told me you had that.
If that's a disability, then I'm disabled squared.
Of course, tinnitus is. I mean, that can affect your sleep, and that, trust me, fucked up sleep fucks you up.
Yeah.
Yep. Affects your sleep, can affect your walking.
Yep.
I'd have to regularly sleep to have sleep that gets screwed up.
Well, we know Rotten will never be able to be in an Olympic bound to be able to eat more, so yeah. His equilibrium's all shot to hell.
My brain's telling me I'm looking for a button here to do something. I can't remember what it is.
I'm waiting for
I know that part.
Yeah.
There's some detail I was going to check on. I can't fucking remember. God damn it! I has the brain fart.
You have the brain farts.
Yes, the brain squirts.
What was it? Shit. I can't remember.
I'll make sure these are all phaser.
I heard that Brandon Johnson of Chicago is in a lot of hot water.
Is it?
Yeah, the mayor of Chicago.
Well, you know what the difference between an American mayor and a British mayor is these days.
What's the difference?
Yours tend not to be Muslim.
A lot of corruption out of Chicago. Huh.
Well, there's always been a lot of corruption out of Chicago.
And
Ain't wrong there.
Chicago was founded out of corruption and hot air.
I mean, back before the white man got there, it was renowned by the natives that the animals were quite corrupt.
Damn. Ray Lewis says, not too long ago, I was told I should try to get the food into the food stamp program. LOL. I'm working and I don't want the government helping me. Exactly. I don't want the government. The Ronald Reagan said this. 5 serious words. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yep, it was 7.
7. Sorry, I can't count.
Another thing he said in France was my fellow Americans. He was making fun of himself because of all the dementia rumors.
I think so. He told a joke about how I have to go and get it. I can't do it justice.
You don't need to hear the welcome to the Republican Party joke again.
I like that joke. That's a funny joke.
It is a funny joke, but like every time this gets brought up, it's like, oh, I got to bring this up. It's like you don't need to do it every time. It stays better when you use it in brevity.
Right.
And occasionally, if you constantly use it, you wear it out.
Right,
you realize that Tyr thinks brevity is someplace in Nebraska, right?
It might be that too.
All right, I'm gonna pick another TFO.
Groovy, I gotta test this.
That's like the whole fun joke to when someone says the Nile is not just a river in Egypt, and you say it's not a river in Egypt. The Nile is a river in Egypt.
Oh shit! Did you, some guy tried to claim that fucking Napoleon was a black man again.
Naturally.
Everything is black.
Yeah. So
the Japanese.
Yeah,
the
go on, because they said that.
Oh. So I put we were defeated at Waterloo and shit.
Like because Europeans originally were dark skinned. The Afrocentrists got hold of that, and Europeans were originally black. No, they were dark skinned. They didn't have African features. They had European features. They just had dark skin.
Like the goddamn olive-skinned Greeks.
Apparently darker than that, but even so.
Italians
and I'm, from what I can gather, think Indian, like from the subcontinent.
So
that kind of dark skin.
They're brownish.
Right. It's almost, some cases, almost black, but not black, because when people say black these days, they mean Africans or people of African descent.
Or Americans of African descent.
Yeah, I've got the African descent, so I mean,
Yeah, welcome to being black.
I'm a freaking mutt, so
I don't know and I don't care.
Who knows?
Oh, I'm a human being.
I'm a
mutt
witch.
of a human being.
I gave up my humanity years ago.
You never had any to begin with.
I did.
Yeah, it was just on loan, though, tell the truth.
It was. I left it somewhere.
Checked it out of the library, never returned it.
Because
he lost it.
I didn't lose it. It just got misplaced in the move.
Likely story. Bad touch, bad touch.
God damn, get off my ass, you little zippy ships.
Did you say bad touch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hiding behind here.
That's why I started thinking about the Postal 2. Yeah, when he goes to get the doll, the bad touch crotchy doll.
Oh, so you went there. I went to Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, you and me, baby. So let's do it like they do.
I would have, but
So like, why does everyone always go immediately to the chorus? You gotta have that whole startup of, I'd appreciate your input. You go into the sweat, baby sweat.
I only know that part of that song. I've never heard that. I can't remember any part of that song but that part.
You've got the love, the kind you could. What was it there? The kind of love you've got to wipe up with a mop and bucket.
I mean, when you do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about.
Ray Lewis says something. Hold on, Ray. Let me read it. If he asks, he was asked about his age, and his response was, "If you don't make an issue out of my age, then I won't make an issue out of my opponent's youth and experience." I'm assuming he's talking about Reagan.
Oh yeah, he did say that once. I forget about it.
I still think
that Walter Mondale, but I don't think it was Mondale.
Mondale was a complete fucking blowout. I was hoping for a Mondale 2 with Kamala and Trump.
Do you know?
I'll still say, like, the greatest chirp back from a politician in my whole thing, I still think, is from Churchill. Where the woman says to him, "If you were my husband, I'd poison your tea.
If I was your husband, I'd drink it."
I'd drink it.
That's not as good as when he was at this. Well, it wasn't a party so much, but this woman comes up to him and goes, "Madam, sir, you are drunk." And he goes, "And you, madam, are ugly. In the morning, I shall be sober, but alas, you shall still be ugly." He was a cunt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not denying it at all.
Oh, I'm not saying that in a bad way.
He was a right British cunt.
The really crazy thing is, for all that they want to say that Biden had, trying to do all of his gases, he's got a stutter and everything. Churchill actually had a terrible stutter when he was growing up, and he overcame it by practice and rehearsal and everything. So he wasn't just witty in the moment. He thought about these things that might be said to him and came up with responses ahead of time.
The other thing is, because of his innate personality, he was the type of person. Yeah, he got bullied because of his stutter, and he was the type of person that stuff like that doesn't destroy them. It makes them more determined.
Yep.
Oh, so you're gonna bully me? Fine. I'll just be even worse.
He literally thought ahead of time to have a comeback for anything that could be thrown at him and practiced it.
Ray Lewis said that during the debate.
There was this one guy. Yeah. Sorry, there was this one guy on this YouTube comment section years ago. It was on about this video about Churchill, and he goes, "He was a horrible man during the war in the ministry bunker. He stubbed his cigar out on this female soldier's face, and I had to pull him up and go, no. He would have been fucking beaten by any of the men there, literally. Besides which, because this guy had also said, I know because I work in those bunkers as a tour guide, and I had to point out that smoking, even in those bunkers, was strictly prohibited because they needed an air filtration system. And if you were smoking there, especially fucking cigars, you would fuck it up.
The last of the refugee ships are ready.
Oh yes.
Again,
He retracted his comments.
of course.
It's,
If they were stuck with only relying on what is true and demonstrable, they'd have nothing bad to say.
Yeah, they would.
They still would find a reason to bitch and complain.
No, seriously, even if it was only true and demonstrable stuff, they'd still have bad things to say.
Yep.
Without making shit up. Bad things happen.
that they do.
That's the nature of the universe.
They don't know how to complain about anybody without making stuff up, though.
Look, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of shit you could roast Churchill over. You know, you could.
You're not worried about it roasting you back.
Yeah.
Oh, I came across a great one today. It's a couple of days ago now. I just responded to one of the comments on it today. This video about how blood types affect personality and all this, and it's going on about how people, centuries people have attributed certain characteristics to blood types. I had to point out that
they didn't know about.
They've only known about blood types since 1901, and the amount of people that have been turning around and ancient people knew more than what we know.
That's fucking impossible.
It doesn't matter if they knew more than what we know that they knew. They couldn't know about blood types because they didn't have the technology or fucking science to even come up with the idea of blood types.
Shit.
Yeah, the difference between native intelligence and knowledge and technology, which there's plenty of reason to believe that a lot of ancient civilizations were massively intelligent, but they didn't have the shared knowledge of the human race today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was so much as being more intelligent than we are now, but they were more innovative because they had to be.
Yep.
Yeah. We've lost some innovation.
There's definitely some of it that is truly intelligence and native intelligence, because I mean there's stuff that we're only just now refiguring out the implications and how they pull stuff off.
We still can't figure out Greek fire.
Yeah, that's what we can't figure it out. Say we can't figure out Greek fire. We're only
glass.
Yeah, we're only barely working out true Damascus forging again, where they actually got like carbon nanotubes in the steel.
Mm-hmm.
With
that's because aliens told them how to do it.
There's that one device that took us decades to figure out what it's for. It's in a sunken Roman ship, and it's like this.
The plate.
Masterful.
The Concerta, whatever.
Yeah, that one. I can't even pronounce it, but I was like, it took us decades to figure out what it could do.
Shit, they had a rudimentary robot. It was using twine to wind a mechanism to make it move. That's all it fucking was, but it's still a rudimentary robot.
Think about how hard it would be for us to build the pyramid.
Just look at stuff from the 19th century.
Technology.
Just look at stuff from the 19th century. The intricacies of a Swiss watch. You can't get handmade engineering like that nowadays.
Nope.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, so the complete sum of human knowledge is multiplying at extreme rapidity, but the actual balance of our intellect is really, it's going down.
Well,
no, I don't think it is. I think we're getting intellectually lazy.
Well, the mother of necessity.
There's that.
Here's one for you. I can't see who I'm talking to at the minute. So is that rotten?
No, it's Will.
I mean, all I said was
Oh, Will.
Uh-huh.
Here's one for you, William. when was the last time you actually picked up a pen and wrote something?
Last
Oh,
week.
it's a good idea.
2
I
hours
say it's
ago.
a good thing you didn't ask me that. I'd have
If
been
you
like,
had asked- if you had
an
asked
hour.
me, I could say less than a week ago.
Yeah, but
I try to write in the journal every night.
it's for most of us. Yeah, the actual physical activity of writing something down feels odd because we haven't done it for ages.
Oh, yeah.
I try to write something every night in a journal.
I don't write in a journal because I'm not that big on self-disclosure, even to myself.
Yeah, I don't write in a journal because I'm not a girl.
I don't write in a journal because I don't
Get
want to
diary.
lose evidence.
It's a journal. There's a difference.
Journal's just a posh word for name for a diary.
Yeah.
That's when it's
I
gotta
write
be
daily
made
because
out
of
like,
my work.
flash paper and a burn bag and like a, hey, if you open this container the wrong way, it just burns to ash immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've got. You might like this one. Friend of mine, he likes practical jokes, right?
Okay.
He's one of these weird people who likes practical jokes being played on him. So, I sent him this birthday card. I'd gotten some white plasticine, right? And I'd put in these digital watch parts on the plasticine.
Mm.
And the card read, "Happy birthday. By the way, if you can read this, I wired the detonator up to the Semtex wrong." He showed it off to his friends. Thought it was that good.
Ah, man. The things we do with our idiot friends. We're terrible humans.
Yes.
Alright, I'm tired of these goddamn herc.
I'm sick of these goddamn hooks on this goddamn space lane.
These mother flipping hercs on this mother flipping space lane.
But
No,
no, that's
that
I
would've-
used to carry a little notebook with me to write shit down so I would actually remember it better.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Well, yeah, 'cause the act of writing shit down versus the act of typing it, it's like a different vector to embed something in your memory.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
It's like a fail safe in a way.
Is it in
Yo,
college?
Mr.
If it was something that I knew from before, just need kind of like a little, was looking for a little bit of a refresher for, hey, this is something that's brought up in the class. I'd type it in. If it was something that was, hey, I didn't know this from before and I really need to remember this, I'd be writing it handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yay, we defeated the hook.
The hook.
The hook. Sorry.
Hook.
The hoik.
It was
The hoik.
It was the horse.
By the power of play school.
Alright, I'm gonna get me something to drink. I'm listening.
Right. We'll wait till you come back before we start one.
Interesting logic to walk in on. Ancient people knew more than we do, is why flat earthers is still, I think, along with space and being fake in the firmament. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that right there is a argument for reduction in human knowledge or human intelligence going along with an increase in human knowledge. Is we still have flat earthers,
But
and I know somebody who legitimately believes it. Like, not ironically, they actually believes it, and the notion of spheres or moderately spherical planet shape for the Earth is
Oblate spheroid.
government misinformation, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like,
yeah, there's a simple set of questions to ask to debunk these almost all conspiracy theories. Yeah. The most important question is, how do they benefit from the conspiracy?
Oh, the way it always is the people who typically listen or to believe in the conspiracy theories believe that they're smarter than others because they're not like all the other groups. They have this knowledge that sets them apart from all of the sheep.
Yeah,
See, the thing is, the ones
you're
that
right.
the ones that I believe are conspiracies, and this thing is real. There is a group that actually benefits, economically or politically or power from it. Who benefits from trying to sell us the notion that the Earth is a globe in space versus this flat plain disk thing in space, where every other planet we can see is roughly spherical?
It's control, you see. It's part of the way they control you, because they control how you think and your view of the world.
Yep.
That's what they'll tell you. It just doesn't. It holds less water than a safe.
There is some truth to that, but they're not using the flat Earth and round Earth argument to do it.
And I do want to say something before we get into this. Like, I always like to retort to Oswald's like, dude, the world's not flat. The world's not a sphere. The world is a vampire.
Yeah, let them figure. Don't explain it to them. Let them figure it out for themselves. Fuck them. You've done your part. Your job's done. I don't know why, but this reminds me of the concept of the team player at work. It's like, okay, I'm focusing on my job, and I'm trying to get my tasks done. Oh, you're not being a team player. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Because I am not requiring everyone else on the team to do my work. If anything, the people who are not doing their work, they're not team players. Fuck you. Do your own goddamn work. And then when you're done, that's when you help other people out.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen too many cases of like shit like that where you have people that will be lazy on purpose to expect others to help them.
Right.
I like talking about work and stuff. I like that one there. This woman there, she decided, because women are better than men, she set up her own company, right? Only employ women. And she had to close it down within a few months because none of them would work. Yeah, they were all bitches to each other. They kept breaking the photocopy machine because the guy who came to repair it was hot. So they kept breaking the photocopy machine, so he kept having to come round. Yeah, they were backstabbing, conniving. And she ended up setting up a new company and she would only employ men.
Well, see, I really enjoyed Jordan Peterson's talk about, or when he talks about how men dress at work and how women dress at work. Because women dress at work to be sexually attractive. Men don't. Men dress at work because, men have a uniform.
Yeah.
Women have a monoform. In that they can accessorize to a much greater degree. They can
so long as they don't look like a slapper, they can wear what they want.
Yeah, pretty much. And even then, sometimes they still look like that. But because it's a lady business kind of look, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bullshit. I'd say women should not be allowed to wear skirts on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Or makeup.
Nope. And if they've got long hair and it's in a place with machinery, they should always wear a hat.
Yep.
Or wear
Mitch is reminding me of a training material from FedEx where they go through all the safety training stuff and hazards around conveyor belts and heavy machinery and everything. And the actual training materials takes a moderately attractive young woman and turns her into a lumberjack in flannels.
Like when I worked in this factory, right?
In the workplace, start taking the job seriously.
Yeah, I used to work in a factory, right? And yeah, because I was a metalhead. I had long hair. I had to wear what they call a Kefki cap. You had to keep my hair in. So,
Yep.
yeah. There was a girl doing the same. Yeah, no, it was an actual cap. There was this girl there, same age as me, doing the same job. You know, basically, brush hand. And she had proper long hair, and they said nothing to her about wearing a cap. Women have a lot more social freedom than men.
Oh yes,
a lot
absolutely.
more. They always have.
I've had a tail for a significant period of time. Always in an office space.
All right.
The length of hair I have right now, if it was. Hello?
Ready for another TFO?
Yeah.
Yep.
The length of hair I have right now, if I was in a manufacturing space, would be like, oh, I am so containing this because I've seen the safety materials. You don't want to get your hair caught in some of that machinery.
You don't want chunks of scalp missing.
So
if you're lucky, it's a bad day and you're missing part of your scalp. If you're not lucky, it's a whole lot worse.
So a coworker of mine would work around the X-ray, and she had took her hair out because it started itching, and it got caught in the belt system, and it tore a lot of it out, tore her scalp up.
Oh God, I don't know why, but I just got reminded of this. I forget what it's from, but it's a scene. Yeah, parodying the one in those old Hollywood movies, you know, where the plain woman takes off her glasses and lets her hair down and becomes this goddess.
Yeah.
Because the guy gets this girl to do that, right? He goes, ah. He goes, what? I'm beautiful. He goes, no, you look you look just as ugly. Just got your hair loose and no glasses.
And right, every time I hear somebody doing the flat Earth thing, it's like, see the turtle of enormous girth.
No.
On its back, it holds the Earth.
They've got it wrong anyway. It's not the flat Earth; it's the flatulent Earth.
No. See, there was a
his
joke.
thought is slow, but always kind.
All right, so there's a joke about this. All right.
Pay attention, class. I'm going to tell you a joke.
Yes. All right. So this professor is giving this lecture about how the Earth is round and whatnot, and this old lady stands up, goes, "My boy, that's wrong. The world on the back of it's an elephant. No, it's two elephants on top of
a turtle.
Ostrich on top of a set of giraffes, and then at the bottom of the turtle. And what's that turtle on? It's another turtle." And he asked again, "What's that turtle on top of another turtle? What's that turtle? My dear boy, it's turtles all the way down."
Until what?
It's an infinite regression joke. I love it.
Well, since we've had a joke, I got one for you, Tyr.
Okay, I got.
I hope your roof gets better.
Why?
Because it's always under the weather. One of my coworkers put that up the other day, and I was like, I like that one. That's gonna get some groans out of people.
Hurts my brain.
I am now.
Are you a father?
I am now wishing death upon you. So much death.
You see this? This is me squishing your head.
Oh yeah, and misery as well. Both before and after.
For my daily life.
I wish you.
I hope you wake up married to Greta Thunberg.
Chubby.
I'm way too old for her. And
I wouldn't.
No.
I'm poor. Don't forget poor.
I wouldn't wish that on a person I didn't like.
Yes, you fucking would. You don't like them. That's one thing that's always made me laugh. You know, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. He's your worst enemy. Of course you fucking would.
You don't know my worst enemy.
Yeah, but you would wish that on your worst enemy because they're your worst enemy. That means they are the person you hate most in the world, with everything you've got.
Nah.
I would not feel bad if my worst enemy fell down a flight of stairs into the path of a garbage truck to get rebounded into a trash disposal.
Well, why are you
garbage
trying to talk
disposal.
about me like that? Like, God, man, what did I do this time?
Dude, you're fifth on the list.
I just
fifth.
wish you get caught by. Hey, Tyr, I just wish you get caught by a bunch of dogs and buried in many different places. I mean, we all know you're going to pull yourself together eventually.
Right, let's see. We've got the ex,
will.
the ex-mother-in-law, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the brother. You're at least sixth on the list here.
Wow, at least I placed.
You don't even make top 5.
But hey, look, I placed. That's all that mattered. Like I may not be number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but I'm still there. Top 10, baby.
Maybe.
Oh.
I didn't do any calculating for below top 5. Yet you're not in the top 5.
6 and beyond is just a pool.
I think the best thing to say to somebody who's pissing you off, because at one point they'll come around with words to the effect of "You hate me, don't you?" And the best response is, "No, I'm not interested in you."
I'm indifferent to your existence.
That really puts them off.
I don't care about you enough to hate you.
Who are you?
Who are you again?
That's a good one for it. Like, who are you again? I'm sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Oh no, there are X's in space.
Better than pigs.
Now, is my ex in space? Because that would be a good thing.
Yeah, she's
Well, yes, she is,
flying
because space actually begins right above the ground.
That's space with too much oxygen in it still. Can we cut it back a bit? Higher altitude is a must.
But by higher altitude, I take it you mean like Pluto.
William wants to strap her to the.
I was thinking at least to the point of like a low Earth orbit.
Yeah, I think you prefer Pluto. It's a lot colder.
Batman.
Yes.
Still not as cold as their heart.
Will wants to strap her to the hull of a cathedral ship and go through the warp without their Gellerfield. That's what he wants.
All
to
right.
do.
What is she, what are you trying to make the Reavers from frickin' Firefly?
No. I mean, she get herself by the horrors of the warp.
I just figure it's pretty simple. You take and say, "Hey Bezos, strap her onto the next one, but don't cut the throttle so soon. It's go for escape velocity."
No, just drop her on the Defiant and send her through the interphasic rift.
Jesus Christ! You know what? Katie Price.
So basically, you're saying that if she died in Jerusalem, you would crowdfund to make sure she gets brought back to the U.S. to be buried. So because 2,000 years ago, someone died and came back and you can't risk it.
Yeah. I read that one as well.
Actually, I know enough about the story to, as long as she's not thrown into a certain tomb, I'm not worried about it.
You know what? Just to be safe, Will. Maybe you should bring her back. just.
Hey, here's the one for you. Back in the ancient world, salt was worth more than gold, right?
Yes.
Well, apparently there was this widower called Lot who ended up as a billionaire.
Oh, that's why I still like the joke from the Babylon Bee, where it's in honor of Pride Month. They're going to salt their waffle fries with Lot's wife.
Oh, and that reminds me of there was this British show called Tales of the Unexpected, right? Mm-hmm. And there's this guy. He's like he's basically a treasure hunter. Gets illegal, finds artifacts, and smuggles them out. He's in the Middle East, and he finds this statue, right? Of this woman, in like raising her hands up to shield her face and that. And he thinks, great, take this. It's in this tomb. Takes it, puts it in his van. He thinks it's made of marble or something. And as he's traveling through the desert, he's avoiding all the patrols. And gets caught in one of the rare rainstorms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets to, gets back to his base, opens up the back of his truck, and it's full of salty water.
I'm melting.
Yeah, found Lot's wife.
I
It's
still like the one where they,
my-
well, it's actually true to where they found a statue of Buddha, and when they looked inside it, there was a monk in it.
Yeah, he mummified himself. He achieved
might
nirvana.
Best player of hide
Yeah.
and seek.
Yeah.
Nix actually accidentally electrocuted herself once, and like, okay, I know it wasn't serious, severe enough because I didn't hear the Munchkins thinking, "Ding dong, the witch is dead."
Ouch! Well, that hurt me. Wow.
I had one once.
I mean, we know what would have been enough if he'd have heard a giant crash because the house would have fell on her. And he's still not sure that would do it.
So why did they call that witch Ding Dong?
Why?
She made
I'm
bad
asking, why
decisions.
did they call that witch Ding Dong?
No. They didn't call it ding dong. They said they were singing ring the bells, ding dong, ring the bells. The witch is gone.
Yeah, it's a joke, Tyr.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It's a bit like your life, Tyr.
Ha 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 ha.
Hey, Tyr, you see all
On my
that,
life,
that
with
open
everybody's
space
life.
above you? That's
Yes.
where the joke went.
Oh.
Did
I
you
wonder
not?
where
Did you
that
not?
was.
Did you not hear the warp speed going past you?
I heard something, and then my cat attacked it. I thought it was a roach or something. I don't know. It's a
Well,
fly.
it's true that cats can move faster than light.
They are
It really
semi-liquid.
depends on who's holding the light.
They're semi-liquid, and they are their reflex speed exceeds that of snakes.
Yes,
They're like incredibly hard for snakes to kill because it's like snake
almost
strike is
impossible.
closer than snake strike is slower than the cat's reflex speed. To the
the only
point where
thing-
they can bat a snake in the face while the big snake's trying to bite them, and it's
Yep.
hilarious.
apparently the only thing that in that comparison that's faster than a cat is a mongoose.
I would buy it.
Mongoose tend to hunt snakes.
A mongoose
I mean,
is
don't
basically
forget there's
one of
also
the
that one
variants
bird
of,
that goes and just stomps on the snake's head until it dies.
Ostrich.
Well, hey,
No, it's not an ostrich.
I'm being,
What, a
I'm
cassowary?
being a cunt.
my
I've
favorite
heard
on
of that. I
that
can't remember what
one
bird it is though.
is the Roadrunner, though, because they've got a true mastery of orbital physics.
Yeah, but roadrunners can like run so fast as they melt the tarmac of roads and shit.
Hold on.
Meep.
Wait a minute. Zed the Starkey, here's an interesting question. If Loud Wife turned out to be bi, would she be a salt lick? I don't have worst enemies. Luckily, I don't hate people. They just generally annoy me, says Ray Lewis. And then Ray also goes, what makes me mad is when people start asking, what are you mad?
What I'm waiting on is...
Oh God, who the hell is that?
What?
You know what this is.
When did you get back, old man?
I've been back all day.
Not you.
10 minutes
About
ago.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna use ageist terminology, can you please specify?
The old man in this question is James, and it's good to hear from you, my friend.
Say, if I say old man, I'm talking about the collie.
Yeah.
Hold on, you gotta say his entire name.
About 6 o'clock tonight.
Hold on, you gotta say his entire name. His name is James Rutherford Lyndon Kennedy Collie. Use his entire name.
Hold on, there's not a bob in
I
there.
told
thanks.
you. I told you Lyndon just makes me sound like the
Hold
puppet
on,
master of
hold
antique
on.
farm equipment.
He's from the southern states, right?
Yes, he's a Texan.
I thought everybody from the southern states had the middle name of a Bob.
No. That's a second first name. Like Jim Bob is actually his first name.
Well, it also depends because it could go one of either way. It could go something Bob or Bobby something.
Yeah.
Typically
yeah.
Bobby
Bob.
Lynn.
Bobby J or
Robert
Bob Bob.
Bob Rain?
Right, Tyr.
Yes.
Bobby Lynn.
Yeah, you fucking spoiled it, you bastard.
Got me rocking and rolling, rocking the river. Barbara Ann,
Barbara Ann.
But since we're on the subject of hating people,
Yes.
I would love to find out if that illegal that torched others Monday.
Oh,
or
that's
whenever.
fuck.
Oh, in Colorado? I think it was.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, Boulder,
I
Colorado.
would love to find out. He was from Argentina.
Oh,
What be done?
mein Führer, I can walk. All right, all right. At least he's a dick, and I hope he burns in hell.
You see,
Yes,
this
he
is
is,
what
he
happens
probably
when you
will.
frickin'
Go ahead.
disarm your entire populace and everything, because in all reality, all of that could have been taken care of with a couple of gunshots.
Yeah.
Been more effective than the vaccine.
Yeah, you don't reoffend. He's dead. Dead men don't reoffend.
How do you know?
Most dead men.
Well,
If they're 6 feet under, they ain't gonna be doing much.
How do you know? They might have their ways.
they're in hell reoffending. Well, go right ahead. You're in hell. Let
How
hell
do you
deal
know
with
they're in hell? They might be let off for bad behaviour.
Fair point.
See, that's why what people don't realize is that all the frickin' mortuaries and everything, or funeral homes,
Mhm.
when they actually go to, after the wake is done, they're going to actually bury him, the morticians actually flip the body over so they're facing downwards. That way, if they come back to life, they just try to dig down.
Nice.
That's kind of like the Irish one, where when they have the wake in the house, right, and they carry the coffin out, they carry it out head first, so that the corpse can't, the dead guy can't see where he's where he's come from, so he can't go back.
Huh.
But that's the Irish thing, not right.
Zed this night goes Joe, Bob, Billy, Jimbo, Bob.
Jimmy Crack Corner, and I don't care.
Hey, Macarena.
No.
Jimmy Crack Corner, don't give a shit. Jimmy Crack Corner, don't give a shit. Jimmy Crack Corner, don't give a shit. Me boss is fucked off.
Take that,
Oh.
you stupid corn.
Tyr.
Yes.
By the way, I have figured out how not racist I am.
How not racist are you?
I eat colored eggs.
Oh. You. Why are you eating colored eggs, my friend?
Because I love Easter eggs.
Nice.
Yeah, you like
Say
me
he had
better
a-
with
Anyhow.
chocolate.
He had a hot black nurse.
He did. She gave him a sponge bath.
I'll tell you though, that's
No.
one group of people I don't mess with. I will not mess with a nurse.
Happy
No,
ending,
you
Mr.
are.
James. Sorry.
You got an Asian one?
I've been in the hospital a few times, and when you've got this little girl who is literally half your size throwing you around the hospital bed, is like, I'm not gonna mess with her.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
so
you know what the hardest part of my hospital stay was?
Your dick.
Well, the first night, yes. It's kind of hard to sit there and be polite to a CNA that is young, attractive, and
Your cock.
can be manipulated when your girlfriend is sitting right next to you in the recliner.
So the Enterprise is under fire. Kirk goes to Spock. So how what's the situation? How bad is the ship damaged? And Spock goes, apparently Mr. Scott's stolen a shuttle and has taken all of his whiskey with him.
We're gonna
Right.
have a bad
In all
day.
honesty, in all honesty,
Mhm.
I am going to shout out to my girlfriend tonight because, quite honestly, I've never had anyone be by my side in a hospital visit, and she was there from the time I went into the ER until the time we got home today.
Oh, well, that's nice.
That says something about a relationship.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was me mum and dad, both to each other.
I mean,
And going back to the nurse thing, like I don't give nurses shit, especially when in the hospital, because well, they're doing their job. As long as they're doing their job, like why am I giving them shit? Unless I know them personally, then it's
Exactly.
different.
It's like the people making your food. You don't fuck with them either.
Yeah.
No,
Unless
like
it's
them
that whole
like
thing.
that.
It's like unless you know them.
Yeah.
But then it has to be implied to everyone around them that it's like, yes, we know each other. We are already friends. You don't need to go to their defense.
Right.
Oh, I
'Cause
don't
that's the
tell
worst when you
anybody.
get someone that's just like, how dare you say this to them? It's like, you realize I've known them since they were 4, right? And they're like, well, still, how dare you? And we're best friends. Oh, sorry. And like the first time I was like, dude, shut the fuck up and leave them alone. We're friends.
I mean,
I think my favorite.
I used to be like that with me mother. No,
ready for another tier five?
I'd call her names and shit. And
Whenever you're ready.
I knew she didn't mind because she knew I was only joking. She said something to us there, and so I was hoping to carry the shopping. Oh, shut up, you old battle axe. And this guy, how dare you speak to your mother like that? This is a woman who. My mother had to leap to my defense because this guy was like an adult. He was towering over me. I was only about 12 at the time. But, sometimes you just got to be careful.
No, it is people
There's
being
a big
offended
cultural
on your
difference
behalf.
there.
No, it is people being offended on your behalf without knowing the dynamic of your relationship. Like if I call my mother like you old crazy lady, and somebody jump in and say something, like this is between me and her. Why are you talking?
Yeah.
Here's where there's a huge cultural difference because if I had said that to my mom at age 12, I wouldn't have made it to 13.
It's not a cultural difference, it's a personality difference. My mother knew I was joking and didn't mean anything by it.
I mean, call your
Apart
mom
from
an
to get
old
a
battle
cheap
axe
laugh
wouldn't
out of
be
her.
bad.
Yeah, the culture I grew up in, the adults wouldn't have cared.
I don't see what's wrong with calling your mom a battle axe.
It's an insult.
Yeah, you should call her a combat hatchet.
call her a combat shovel.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd rather be called a battle axe than a multi-grade, multi-purpose tool.
The hell have you got on your face, Mitch?
It's called the face.
One of the breath masks from an earlier mission.
Oh.
Because the Lachi spew toxic wind.
It's a space vape, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going more than Joe.
You only start crossing the line a little bit when you start calling her a field. And when someone's like, why do you call her a field? Oh, because she gets plowed.
All right, so I've told y'all the story before. Only called my mother a bitch once in my life, and I was behind security at work and didn't come home for a month.
Oh, we used to call my mate's younger sister Power Cut.
Why?
She was born in the early 70s, right?
Okay.
And it was around a time when there was constant power cuts. So the joke with me and my mate is that her parents didn't have anything to do, so yeah, she didn't get the joke until she was about 12. She still thought it was funny.
The joke about the Indian chief that names everybody in the tribe. He says, like,
So why do you ask two dogs fucking?
Yes, why you ask two dogs fucking? I named you after the first thing I see.
I like the one about the lady news reporter who asked the Indian Chief, about the feathers in the headdress.
Okay.
Yeah, well, why does that guy have one feather in his headdress? And him fuck him one squaw. Why does that guy have 3 feathers in his headdress? You fuck him 3 squaw. Oh, why do you have so many feathers in your headdress as the chief? Me fuck 'em all squaw. The lady reporter says, "Oh dear," and he goes, "No fuck dear, asshole too high, motherfucker."
Hey, Tyr,
Yes.
to a Muslim, what's the difference between a sheep, between a goat and a camel?
What's the difference?
30 minutes.
You don't need a stepladder when you're fucking a goat.
That's a fair. Okay, yeah.
That's a fairy.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Man. God damn it, I hate this mission.
Well, this is one of the better ones.
This mission hates us.
Every
Minimap.
Monday.
What?
I
Every
need to
Monday.
speak with you in damage control.
Every Monday. I can, at some point in time,
Yeah, Monday.
that phrase is going to come out.
Yep.
I hate
Yeah.
this damn mission.
That's because there's some pretty shitty missions in this game.
Hey,
Yeah.
are these consoles all blank to everybody else?
Yep, they're all blank to me.
Oh, that's okay. Oh no, I thought I was having a graphics issue, and now it's seeing light reflecting off them. So no, I'm all good.
If only we had a goddamn mini map.
Oh, shut up, you whiny little whiner!
I'm not whining. Oh my god. Why are you saying
You
I'm
said that in a whiny voice. Stop whining!
I'm not
Feel like I'm
whining.
feel like I'm gaming with Moonshock here. Which I do on, what is it, odd number 7?
How come, YouTubers, right? Young
Leave Mooney
American
alone,
YouTubers.
okay?
How come more and more young American YouTubers are sounding like girls?
Because they suck the testosterone out the air.
I mean, it's all vocal fry.
They suck the
Oh, yeah.
testosterone out the
Yes,
air
yes.
and give it to the trannies.
What was that?
I said they suck the testosterone out the air to give it to the trannies.
No, I do not fry the vocals. Thank you very much.
Why you don't fry? They taste really good.
I actually saw the visual of Mitch leaving damage control and just like shot up.
Not inaccurate.
I'm being held.
Oh, he's in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, that a lot. She loves me.
So you probably haven't had that in years.
Where's my cat? She usually comes.
You know the
around.
guy. You know the guy who's hosting this live stream. If you cloned him a lot of times, right, and pushed him off a cliff, it'd be a song, wouldn't it? Yeah, many a tear has to fall.
I'll be offended if it wasn't coming from a British bastard.
Mission control to Major Tom.
Birth control to Ginger Tom.
And if you got some on the ground, they can actually do the Bullet for My Valentine song. You know, they'd be like, "Tears don't fall; they crash around me."
When he joined the circus, he was the tear. He was, yeah. Everybody was saying that Tyr is a clown.
The tears of a clown.
There's some sad things known to man.
Come on, let's not do bad renditions of Smokey Robinson songs.
I mean, I love Smokey.
Yeah, that's all well and good. Don't insult him by singing his songs badly.
Fine.
I'll be
He's
right
been
back.
staying up badly. Hairy back.
James Rutherford, Lyndon Kennedy Colley, you come back now. You hear?
I will. I'll be right back.
After this message.
After our sponsors.
Messages, we'll be right back.
Stop running away, you weird walking bastard.
What the fuck was that?
I'm shooting for all I can. It's not dying.
The Klingon with the dinosaur killed it.
Okay. Oh no, I'm being held again.
Oh god, we've got to go to the damage control.
The Dalmatian control.
Not an Alochi force in main engineering!
Didn't we just take them out of main engineering? Like, what the fuck, man?
I still like that old meme, yeah, the Star Trek versus Star Wars one. Yeah, where there's an Imperial Star Destroyer on the view screen, and Writer's going there. So they're demanding our unconditional surrender. Picard's like, oh, that's very nice. Beam a couple of photon torpedoes onto the bridge and activate them.
My favorite for that is a stormtrooper shoots at a red shirt, misses, red shirt dies anyway.
I have returned.
He has returned.
He has turned.
He's back, and this time he's not taking antibiotics.
He is.
Well, I stopped saying
Collie
that
man.
because it got confused with I'm black, and then I got detained.
In a world where James Colley doesn't take shit from anyone. Don't.
Which is terrible
That's the
because
real
he works
world.
in the sewers.
He wanted to make his meth with extra crystals, but the mob wanted to stop him. Don't.
Here's one of the reasons why I don't fly.
What the hell?
Why? He's not a pilot.
Because TSA.
Look,
You-
I
would
won't
you-
fill you up, all right?
Ryan,
Well,
would you want to?
TSA sucks.
Would you want to deal with TSA if you set off metal detectors?
No, I wouldn't want to. No.
What was that about mental detectives?
Metal.
I set them off.
Detectives? They're everywhere.
Dude, I'll
No,
be
said
honest.
mental detectives.
If they had a thing for it to where I could fly on a C-130 to go most places again, I'd go back to flying that way whenever I'd fly somewhere. Other than probably like a transatlantic or trans-Pacific flight, because fuck that shit.
Nice uniform, Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you look kind of defiant.
Indeed.
Makes you
See,
look kind of
I wondered, did I?
Tyr doesn't get the joke.
I know it's a divine variant of what's called shit.
Defiant? What?
Oh, I did.
What was that word, young man?
What was that?
No, I watched South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut the other day, so.
What?
What was that word, young man?
Well,
Word, young man.
can
You know what I
I
miss?
make
Well,
it?
There was this guy on YouTube called some random guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Used to do. He did this entire story arc, right? Just using action figures, and it was fucking hilarious. It was all set in this this bar called Stan's Place, run by Stan Lee, and it had DC and Marvel characters in it.
Okay.
There was just a scene where Lex Luthor and the fucking Green Goblin, are smacked out on drugs in the back of the Batmobile singing.
Okay.
You know what my biggest fear of flying into Tyr's airport would be?
What?
That the bomb didn't go
With
off.
all the jokes I've told, he singles me out for a second screening.
I'm in the
He
basement.
puts that rubber glove on and says, "So tell me about those religious lawn candles again."
Yeah, and then you notice all the. Is this the ordinary search glove or the studded one?
But look, James. I told you before. You're actually my friend. When y'all lit the tea on fire, it was telling me it was time for me to leave, so I wouldn't be late for my job. Y'all being thoughtful.
The time to worry when they say they've got to do an anal cavity search is when they get the jaws of life and a breathing mask and a torch.
You knew I was having trouble getting up, and you lit the tea on fire. I get it. Thank you.
That's just the first date.
Reminds me of some shop and gardening gloves that my dad had, which the outer surface of were essentially sandpaper.
Mm.
Do you know who would make the worst doctor, especially when you're going for a prostate exam?
Who?
Freddy Krueger.
Edward Scissorhands.
That's an even worse one. God, how horrible would it be to be Edward Scissorhands and need to go to the toilet?
Well, thank God he was reanimated.
I was 13 years old.
That was actually, despite the absurdity of it, that was actually a good film.
It was. It's too bad it has some shit actors in it.
Yeah.
Well, specifically the writer. I can't stand her.
Who?
I would like to see that film remade by a filmmaker who has more than one visual style to draw upon.
Tim Burton. I get it.
Well,
but to maintain certain aspects.
Wait, but hold on.
Well.
James was trying to say something, Mitch.
You talked about would make the worst doctors.
Yes.
There was a former football player. When I was 13 years old, I broke my nose. Okay, I had it broken for me. Mm-hmm. That's a different story. But anywho, the doctor who set my nose, he was a former Dallas Cowboy.
Okay.
6'7". He was probably every bit of 400 pounds. Big black man. Huge hands. You want to talk about being scared?
Did you get worked on by Mean Joe?
No, it wasn't Mean Joe. I can't think of his last name.
Yeah, I never had.
I want to say his name was like Billy or something like that.
And after that incident, James has never felt as safe in anyone's hands as he did in that black man's.
That's how he goes after black women.
And every time he has to get the soap off the floor, he kneels.
Yeah, that too. But anywho, you think that he'd be rough or whatever? He was gentle as hell when he set my nose. God barely felt anything.
He whispered in your ear, soft nothing.
Professional athletes, for one thing, they do learn how to really control their strength.
Oh yes.
I've been punched in the face by a guy. He was an amateur boxer, and he wanted to prove how good he was. So he punches in the face. I never felt a thing. That's how good he was.
Okay.
Wow.
Fine motor control.
Yes.
I mean, I felt his fist hit me face, but there was no pain. I should have said.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm about to go into my apartment, and shit always goes weird when I enter down to my Wi-Fi.
Well, don't live in the Twilight Zone then.
Exactly.
These things happen when you're using the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Well, it's no longer Twilight Zone out there. It's night now.
No, it's not. It's early morning.
Well, if you live in an unreal part of the world, yeah.
No, I live in the real part of the world.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
Giving
do.
up on caring what you folks feel about anything a couple hundred years ago.
I don't care.
Neither do I. That's the point.
You weren't around a couple of hundred years ago, so how could you have given up caring what us people feel a couple of hundred years ago?
Oh.
My give a damn broke so far retroactively. I just don't care. It goes.
I don't care that you don't care. Can we change the subject, please? You're boring me.
Goddamn British bastards.
Thank you, Claire.
Oh, you're welcome.
And all tea should be microwaved.
Now you're just being.
If you prefer it microwaved, you prefer it microwaved. I don't care.
Now you're just being a dick.
I gotta be me.
The American way.
Do we on about white American, black American, Hispanic American, Asian
All
American,
Americans.
Native American, illegal
Oh, no, they're
American,
all Americans in my eye.
South American,
Say in
Canadian.
James's case, barbaric American. I mean, heck, even I use a kettle.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I use
Because they're technically Americans because it's on the American continental shelf.
They're American-ish.
Not American.
He got picked up by the police, but that puto deserved it.
See,
Mexican
that's an important distinction there. You don't class the Caribbean as being part of the American continent, right? Even though it's on the same continental shelf. Yet you class the British Isles as being part of Europe, even though because we're on the same continental shelf, but we're separated by sea.
Look,
If it works for the Caribbean, it works for us.
look. The
Are you
closest.
guys really
If you
separated
would
by a
pick a
sea? I thought it was a
different
channel.
It's a
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
It's still the sea.
You can swim the English Channel. You can't swim from.
You can swim the
Order
English
to-
Channel if you've got a fucking boat along there to fucking support you. Nobody has just swam it before. People have tried to swim it without support and died.
Really?
Part of
Yeah,
the reason is not just the distance, but it's so fucking cold.
That's
You're-
North Atlantic.
You're going to hit hypothermia very quickly.
This is North Atlantic. It never really gets warm any place the water is deep.
Any place the water is shallow.
I swam in the North Atlantic. The water gets warm some of the shallow places.
Not around the British Isles. Or at least not.
Hey, y'all,
See,
Especially
I
not with
believe
my
that.
part.
I've also
Hold on. You say, James?
I'm sitting here going, if it's that cold around the British Isles, why are they happy about Beach Day?
Because we get to lie on the beach and pretend we're in the fucking somewhere nice.
Ah.
kind of like sunbathing at Lake Superior. That's slamming get you moving. It's chilling.
No, thank you.
I would not swim in Lake Superior.
I swam in Lake Superior.
There's
and I
supposed to be a
swam
lake
in-
monster in that lake.
It's too cold for a lake monster.
So's
What do you
Loch
think
Ness,
cold-
but they've got one.
Somehow I think Loch Ness is probably warmer than Superior. I mean, it's
Probably about the same temperature, really.
potentially.
I mean,
I'd believe it.
apparently, Loch Ness is fed by the North Sea anyway. So, but yeah, it's so cold. That's why you always hear these reports of the Loch Ness monster crossing out of the loch into the woods. It's got to get out every so often, otherwise it'll die of hypothermia.
Yeah, if it's something that's cold. If it's something that's cold-blooded, it's going to be sluggish and Superior, or dead.
Like Joe Biden.
He's already dead.
He'd actually be better preserved swimming in Superior.
No, all the chemicals inside of Joe Biden, he's never going to decompose.
No, he's not, apparently.
True story.
Yeah, most of those chemicals that they use to keep him temporarily alert have a half-life, and it's too short to keep him coherent for long.
No, it's just his undead nature burns through it very quickly.
He's not an undead. We don't claim him.
Tough, you're having him.
We're not claiming him.
We don't have to.
They're like the Canadians don't claim Justin Bieber either.
Look,
Would.
Justin Bieber won't claim Justin Bieber.
Well, I'm not claiming Joe Biden.
Well,
Unless-
let's be honest as well with Justin Bieber as well. You know, he was at several Diddy parties, most likely at a young age.
Poor kid.
So he got that crazy fucked into him. God, it's terrible.
Say, who's that engineer comedian Don something? He had a very interesting
Rondon.
observation for math jokes. Is that Miley
Get there
Cyrus
eventually.
minus makeup equals Justin Bieber?
That's a possibility.
Again, Miley Cyrus. I don't understand what was attractive about Miley Cyrus, honestly.
Her bank account?
I can see
I
that.
have my own money. I don't need hers.
Yeah, she's got more.
My pride as a man would not let me take money from someone else.
My pride as a carbon-based life form wouldn't allow me to take money off Miley Cyrus.
Like, sometimes all you got, like, to quote the Ferengi, man with the pride in his sack only had the value of the sack. Well, not for me. My pride is important.
Oh, you heard the Alzheimer knock joke?
No, I haven't heard the Alzheimer not joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Knock knock.
I get it.
Knock knock.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
You were asking me the questions.
Knock knock.
God damn it. Damn it, you bets. Bets, you're a bastard.
That was
Okay, so Mitch is logged off.
Damn it, Mitch.
Well, yeah. We're nearing the end of the
Yeah.
stream and
Yeah,
the other thing.
there's that as well.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little sleepy.
There we go.
And a little
Gossip
dopey.
is someone with a great sense of rumor.
Wait, what?
A gossip is someone
I see
with a
I see what you did there,
great
I hear
sense
it.
of rumor.
and I want to beat you to death for it.
You
Seeing as I'm 61, I'm pretty much there anyway. So
You in whose army, Brit?
I wasn't on about a fight. I was on about a race.
Oh,
I get it.
For the record,
yeah.
I have just
Yeah,
thought of the most.
Hold on a minute, James. The question, you and whose army? I'm going to have to borrow one because ours is on loan to Europe, apparently.
You get the head start. I get the cheats.
I don't need the cheats. I just have to go out and say something nasty about the Muslims.
Don't say anything nice about the
Yeah,
Muslims.
I'd at least have to. I'd at least have to go across the state to say something nasty about the Muslims and have it be certain death.
Say it on mine.
No, you just have to go up further to the right spot and
All right,
Michigan
hold on,
say
James
something
trying.
bad about Muslims.
Yeah, it's just,
Hold on, James
go to
trying to say
Dearborn.
something.
Oh,
James,
anywho, I have thought of the most annoying sound that has never existed.
Too late, Greta
Imagine.
Thunberg. Sorry, go on.
Imagine a centipede wearing flip-flops.
oh,
I was going to say too late. Greta Thunberg's voice beat you to it.
No, I said that never existed.
oh,
I
James.
thought you said has ever existed. Sorry,
James, you're a monster.
my mistake. Tyr's fault.
James, why must you? What did we do to make you angry at us?
If we were born,
But now you're thinking about what that sound would be like.
Yes, you're a fucking monster.
See, I'm
You're welcome.
kind
James?
of.
I take my hat off to you, sir. That was
No.
masterfully done.
No, don't take your hat off.
That was brilliant. And the thing
You're
is,
welcome.
I'm kind of crippled when it comes to imagination, so I just get I can recognize the concept. I can't place the whole thing. I can't picture that.
So
I can.
when John Lennon's singing that song, it doesn't work for you, imagine.
All the people. I can't. I don't want to.
Chasing you down the street.
I hear the commie lyrics in that. I'm like, okay, let me check
Not the
my
version
loads.
I used to sing when I was a kid, and I can't
Come at
admit
me.
that.
It's when I check the loads, check the magazines, and like, okay, come at me.
Huh, this is funny.
What?
Oh,
Apparently, this is from Trending Politics News. Apparently, Greta Thunberg has decided to board a ship to Gaza.
Ha!
is it sunk?
Not yet.
Have the Houthis got to her yet?
Give it a minute.
Oh well.
Can somebody give the Houthis the coordinates?
So how long before there's a little Greta Thunberg running around because some Houthi didn't?
Some Houthi got into a coochie.
Yes. Ugh.
Do you think she got him by gunpoint?
He probably believes in zero population growth, so.
Yeah, Tyr, I wouldn't even wish Greta Thunberg on you.
I wouldn't wish Greta Thunberg on me.
I might I would consider wishing her on what's his name from Parkland, but I wouldn't want the two of them to have kids. Yeah, might wish her on Hog, but I wouldn't want the two of them to have kids because it's like
can you not? Oh God, can you not remember back in the day when they were both like relevant? There was that meme
they've
going around.
never been relevant.
You know the American Gothic picture.
Yes,
Where
I remember that one.
The faces of put Hog and Thunberg on it.
I thought it was the bald chick that was from Parkland as well. They did that too for him and Hog, or Hog and her.
I need to print that out to take it to the range.
Why must our planet be destroyed? Why, Lord? Why?
Oh, you see, I got to print that out to take it to the range, so I'm practicing if I ever see that happen in real life.
Makes sense. Ugh, that's creepy. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Tomorrow there will be Johnny Hellcat's stream. Then Wednesday night will be the One Ton Hammer. Hopefully he'll be back. And with Tyr Mantis and Genty Maxi. Also, Thursdays is the Discord day. Friday will be Sanguine stream, but it is the first Friday. I don't know if it's me or Mr. Adam. I'm pretty sure it's Mr. Adam. Saturday at the Harry channel, and Sunday is Kefki's show. Quick programming note. Monday the 9th of June, there will be no Means in Space. I have a work thing in the morning, Tuesday morning, so I need to take my ass to bed. But we will be back on the... Oh, Lord. We'll be at that Thursday, which is the 14th for Means in Space. So
yes, he's sleeping with a donkey.
I'm not sleeping with a donkey. So that's...
Why are you taking your ass to bed?
Because I need to take it to bed because I need to get up early in the morning for a work thing.
Good night, everyone.
You lost already, Tyr.
All right. Again, thank you all for coming out, and I'd like to say thank you to my friends. Thank you all for joining us. Bastard, the check's in the mail. I hope it clears this time. I'm not sending it again.
You've sent me so many fucking dud checks. I've actually built a fucking shed out of them.
Oh, nice. Good. I'm glad my money is doing something well.
What do you mean, money?
Say goodbye to
checks.
say goodbye to the nice people.
Bye to the nice people.
Yeah. Bye, nice people, whomever you may be.
Gee,
Goodbye,
thanks.
nice people who don't watch this.
who don't watch this stream. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.